Hey, thanks for tuning in. My name's Keisha. I'm the founder of Upgraded MindsetZ and the host of the Empowering Real Talk podcast. Since you are tuning in, let me tell you, expect unfiltered dialogues on relevant topics designed to help unlock effective personal, professional, and entrepreneurial growth. Through our candid insight and motivating strategies from yours truly, as well as my guests, the Empowering Real Talk podcast will encourage you to implement any necessary steps to activate and achieve greater success on any and every level. Listen, in order for us to grow individually and as a whole, these conversations are necessary. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share the Empowering Real Talk podcast. It's available on any streaming platform, including YouTube. I appreciate your support. Let's get it. Welcome back to Empowering Real Talk. It's your girl, Coach K Woods. And yes, I am back with another informative session. Listen, if you have not subscribed to this channel by now, the podcast, the Upgraded MindsetZ YouTube channel, you are really missing out on some great conversation, feedback, insight, resource. This channel is providing all of that here at Empowering Real Talk, as well as the Woman's Hustle, Thrills and Spills of Entrepreneurship. All right. So make sure you are subscribed to both channels. But here on Empowering Real Talk, we about to have this conversation. And it's really, I don't even know how to word this, right? But I'm really over the distractions. Now, there are a lot of things that's going on in the land of the living right now. And there are a lot of people that could call them a lot of conspiracies. I'm no conspiracy theorist, okay? But I'm going to tell you this, everything ain't a conspiracy. And I know that we so quick to want to write things off as that and make it seem like, everything that's going on is something that, oh, that just can't be possible. Well, we have seen over the last couple of years that anything, and I do mean anything, is possible. Okay. Listen, we have got to stop being distracted with the shit that they are putting out here. Okay. And I'm not speaking from a conspiracy theorist standpoint. I'm speaking from a logical standpoint because all of this stuff that's going on right now is a hella distraction from you being productive. Now, how you putting all them together, Keisha? Y'all know why I'm putting it together. How many of y'all have been on your phones a lot more looking at breaking news, quote unquote? How many of y'all have gotten caught up in the scroll of certain stories and things like that? Because here, I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm not finna speak on specific stories and provide specific names because that's not what Empowering Real Talk is all about. I don't talk about the gossip stuff, right? Whether the situations are true or not, that's not what I'm referring to. I'm referring to the fact that I'm not about to allow my podcast that gossip platform. Okay. But what I am going to talk about is the fact that I know that it's distracting a lot of people. And I mean a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Like it is distracting so many people because it's a lot going on. And here's the thing. I get it. Because literally our minds, we want that dopamine, dopamine fix, that fix of social media, that fix of gossip, that fix of negative behavior, negative news. Um, I actually seen a video somebody actually posted last week, and it made mad sense to me because a lot of the stuff that they're reporting on ain't really news. I'm gonna give an example. So I was actually in a local community group, and there was an explosion that happened here in my city. A house completely like exploded. Like, and when I say exploded, that's what I mean. That didn't get reported for a whole day, y'all. Like a whole day, a whole almost 24 hours went by. And he made a good point. He was like, it's crazy how This didn't get reported, but yet we're hearing about all the other, BS. And, BS for each individual is just that. What you might think is BS, I might not think is BS, and vice versa. But he made a valid point. Like, it took a whole 24 hours. Y'all know news people be on site. So it make you really wonder, like, are they really giving us all of the news accurately, effectively, time, you know what I'm saying, efficiently? And I don't think that they are. I think there are a lot of distractions going on. And this is not just the local news, but all across America. You know, if you really look at the logistics of it, right, they are going to post what's going to make them money. Y'all can say this is a conspiracy all day long, but we know good and well that this country runs off of money. And we know good and well that they are going to continue to promote and give you easier access to things that are going to make them money. I'm not going to sit up here and play the game and sugarcoat that. That's what's going on. You know what I'm saying? The metrics are the factors that they look at, because the metrics is how many visitors is coming to watch this. How many visitors means how they're going to advertise. How they're going to advertise, which means how much money they going to make. That's a pattern. It's a distraction. And I think because they're focused on the money and just the clickbait itself, because, hey, I ain't even talked about that, but the news quality is trash. And what I'm seeing is people is looking at the news and thinking that that's all that's going on. When, baby, it is so much other stuff going on behind the scenes, stuff that they're not gonna tell you about. They not gonna tell you, but it's available to be looked at, to be read, to be listened to. It's available, but you got to find it. You know, um, with so many crazy things going on, so many I'm not gonna call it fake news, right? But so many ratchet news stories going on. Um, I think sometimes we need to just take a step back. And I did this back in 2020, right? I took a step back from social media for 30 days because at that time we were dealing with the lockdowns and, we were just so uncertain. But do y'all really, just looking back, think about it. Do y'all know that that's what played on our TV all day long? All day. Like, even when other programs were running, they was running the things at the bottom. You know how they do the school closings and business closings on bad weather? They was scrolling that at the bottom of our page. So we had access to pandemic, like the pandemic information 24/7. We had access to craziness all the time. Y'all don't think that that's something that's intentional? It is intentional because it's all about the financial, right? Um, I personally feel like these things, and I'm gonna take the personal side back. I believe and I know based off of research that I've done that these things are intentionally placed to prevent us from being productive. These things are intentionally set to prevent us from planting seeds of growth and creating prosperity for ourselves and legacies. These things are intentionally planted for us to stay stuck. They don't want us productive. And I'm talking about anybody. They don't want nobody productive. This ain't even a race thing no more, y'all. They don't want nobody productive. you know. But I want to talk about that. I want to talk about distractions because you are responsible for how your life goes, right? We're over that whole, oh, I can't do this because of this. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. So let me ask you a question, right? When's the last time you did a self reflection check? When's the last time you did an accountability check? When's the last time you journaled down your emotions? But I can guarantee you, you pick that phone up every 5 to 10 minutes. I can guarantee that you half-ass doing stuff because you're trying to get back to social media. Hey, I ain't trying to call nobody out, but if the shoe fit, baby, I want you to wear it and be accountable so you can work towards resolving that and changing that. Okay. This is not a bash towards anybody. This is empowering real talk. I want you to think about it. When is the last time you sat down and been like, man, I ain't been doing shit? Like, I ain't been doing nothing. Why have you not been doing nothing? What's going on to where you're not doing nothing? You got to answer that question. You got to ask it and you got to answer it. I know a lot of people are not doing anything because they are distracted with the storylines that's going on in the news and social media. I had a girl say that she spent an hour and a half scrolling on social media reading about a particular storyline, right? Just look at the old girl from TikTok. She done got brand deals and everything else. And shout out to her for that. But what that tells us is we thrive off of other people's stories. And that is a huge distraction and deflection of our own shit. I'm not knocking nobody for getting a bag, baby. Shout out to her. What's her name? I don't really know her name because I didn't really pay attention to it like that. No, I didn't watch it. But shout out to her for getting her bag. But because she was able to grab a bag, y'all, that is how we know it's a distraction. It's a deterrent of us getting accountable for our own life. You'll rather sit there and watch somebody else's and watch mini series of somebody else's stuff than really sit back and reflect on your own. It's time to change that. You know, all of these gossip sites, all of these things, they real life spend time all day. They pay people to keep posting stuff. Yes, you're going to see it. Like, I know even with social media, oh my God, that blue app, baby, I want to log off that mug and never log back on. But I know as a business owner, that's one of my areas, of income because that blue app is where it all started for me. So I know I have a following over there. I also help my clients with their businesses over there. So I know that I can't just flat out get rid of it. But y'all, I'm telling you right now, if I could just stop, log out. I logged out of social media in 2020, April of 2020, because I needed that time. And it's okay to log off. It is okay to log off for your sanity. We see that these social media platforms is changing. You see more business stuff than anything else. I got people telling me, man, I didn't even see somebody else stuff till a week after they posted it. Exactly. That is strategic. That is how they're doing things. If you in professional mode, you might as well get ready for professional mode. But even if you're not in professional mode, you still only seeing stuff after the fact. It is strategically set up that way. Those are distractions to prevent you from being productive. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give you some alternative methods to help you increase your productivity and be able to get shit done. All right? You need to get stuff done. You got legacies to build. You got businesses to run. You got a life of purpose to create. And you ain't going to be able to do it by sitting on social media for 10, 12 hours a day. I know majority of our phone. I have Android. Yes, team Android, baby. I have Android. And every Sunday it tells me how much I've been on my phone. The app breakdown and everything. And I know a majority of y'all got that. But do y'all really look at it? Now, I ain't gonna lie, because I monitor over a dozen Facebook pages, because I monitor, over half dozen Instagram pages, LinkedIn pages, all of that stuff, right? My things get a little higher, but I strive. I have goals. Okay, this week I'm going to just strive for this. I'm not going to exceed this. I set goals for myself, even though I'm monitoring over 18 to 20 social media pages at any given time, but I'm still setting goals for myself. So I want to give you some tips to help you get back productive. Okay. First, I'm going to tell you this. If you feel like social media is overwhelming to you, log off. As a business owner, I still do not have a problem with logging off. I am never going to allow any social media to cause me frustration, havoc, stress to where I can't get nothing done. I'm going to log off for my sanity. So if you believe that social media is overwhelming you, log off. It's okay. It will be there when you come back. Okay. We had an outage of it a couple weeks ago. And people was going crazy. Thought they was hacked and everything else. Guess what? I realized I couldn't get in. You know what I did? I found other things to do within my business. Send out some emails, you know, took a look at, the plan B's and C's. Because if you are an entrepreneur, you definitely need to make sure that you have a plan B and C in case that happened again. And even if you use social media for family, you need to have a plan B set up. But you need to be productive. Get back productive. Okay. Let me tell you the first thing that I recommend when it comes to handling distractions and handling your productivity. Set daily intentions, people. You have to be intentional with your life every day. You have to know what it is that you want out of your 24 hours. Stop getting up saying, oh, I'm just going to let the day do what it do. I'm just going to go with the flow. No, we're not going with the flow no more. Stop going with the flow. That's lazy. That is not productive going with the flow. Because when you lay down that night, you're going to be like, I ain't getting nothing done. Is that how you want to go on with the next day? No, you don't. Your time management is key. My mentor told me a few years ago, there's 1,440 minutes in a day. Not 24 hours, but there is 24. But take it to the next step. 1,440 minutes, baby. That changed my life. And I talk about that often. That changed my life. Because ain't no way in the world out of 1,440 minutes that I can't be productive in some way, shape, or form. Okay? Find tools that are going to help you be productive. If you know that you're a person that has a lot of things going on, get your calendar in order. Okay? Create a list of things that have to be done. If you are proficient in like Microsoft Office or Google or something like that, put your stuff together. Highlight these things like that. If you work, and work in an office setting, I'm pretty sure that you see how things are, set up with them when it comes to like sending meetings and stuff like that. Hey, mimic that in a sense for your personal self. We all busy. My calendar is my savior. You hear me? I don't know where I would be without it, especially with an overthinking mind, you know. But like prioritize what's important to you. Prioritize the things that are going to make you be most productive. Put them things at the top of the list. Come up with a list that's going to help you be productive. Okay. Listen, I know our phones are like our go-to, y'all. That is like our go-to. I work from my phone. I get it. I understand. But if you are spending 6 to 8 hours on your phone every day and not being productive, you need to sit back and ask yourself a question. What the hell am I doing? Okay. So to increase your productivity, I recommend putting your phone on Do Not Disturb. My phone is on Do Not Disturb when I know that I have a busy day. I will put my phone in another room because I don't want to get up and go get it. My phone goes on Do Not Disturb after a certain hour every night and comes back on at a certain hour every morning. I'm intentional in making sure that Do Not Disturb button works for me. Okay. And another thing I'm gonna tell y'all too, instead of checking each notification that you may get on your phone or your computer or whatever else, because we will do that. If you get on social media, you see you got a couple notifications, you go check it right then and there. And then 10 minutes later, you might have some new notifications and you go to check it there. Like, you've got to get out of that. You've got to set specific times throughout the day. So just for me, for example, In the morning times, I do, after my morning rituals, my meditation, whatever else, I get on social media. I will post, I will engage with my Facebook group, Women Empowered Together. Shout out to Women Empowered Together. Them ladies are amazing. But I will, get on and engage in content in the mornings. But then once I get to the office, hey, I'm off. Regardless of what I got going on. My phone is in the other room. The distractions are turned off. I will make sure that I have time to be productive. Now, I'm not telling y'all that I'm 100% on track with that. I'm guilty, but I have plans and I hold myself accountable. Let me switch up, So turn off the notifications. Turn them off. Turn them off. Be aware of yourself when you find yourself scrolling. I'm not saying it ain't nothing wrong with engaging and, getting the gags from things from time to time, but I'm going to tell you this. I'm not seeing a lot of things that's making people laugh right now. So I really want you to be mindful of your mental well-being as you continue to constantly scroll social media and constantly scroll the news and allow that stuff to just stay embedded at the front of your mind. You are going to sleep watching that stuff. You're waking up watching that stuff. What do you think that's doing? Your mind ain't special. You're an individual, but you keep bringing in all that negative stuff and all that crazy stuff. That's all that your mind gonna think about. That's all your mind gonna want is more of that. It's just like a drug. So you got to be able to keep control of that. Okay. I want y'all to start avoiding the, what's the words that I want to use, y'all? Start being intentional with avoiding distractions to increase your productivity. These tips are going to help you begin that process, but you have to be intentional in making sure that you follow through every day. There's no days off. Your mind is going to default to negative. Your mind is going to default to the lazy, to the nothings, because that's what we're used to. So being productive involves you shifting your mindset. And that's doing intentional things towards that every single day. Y'all better get it together. I don't want nobody to be left behind because they defaulting to these distractions that they got going on in these social media streets, baby. Whether the stories are true or not, they are distractions. They are distractions from you. They're distractions for you and hindering your productivity. So get yourself under control with that, all right? I appreciate y'all so much for tuning in. If you got feedback, please let me know. I would love to have you here on Empowering Real Talk. Let's talk about it. I want y'all feedback as well. Shoot me a comment. Let me know how you felt about this episode. Shoot me an email, info@upgradedmindsets.life. Hey, let me know what you think. If you are interested in becoming a guest on Empowering Real Talk, you have a story of personal growth and transformation, you have some tips and resources that you would like to share with our audience, all you have to do is reach out, baby. The podcast inquiry information will be listed in the podcast notes. But I'm going to get out of here. I want y'all to stay focused on yourself, stay intentional. This journey is necessary, but I believe in you, baby, and I know you got it. All right? Stay empowered.